Hello and welcome everyone, it's Capcan and we're looking at our best Assassination Rogue Talent Tree builds from Dragonflight pre-patch, and it's very important that you're taking pre-patch builds away from your finalized Dragonflight expansion builds and look, when the expansion hits, look at updates on the builds, look at new builds because they're definitely gonna be changed. Currently we still have access to legendary powers, we still have access to some other Covenant stuff. And Shadowlands related stuff. Yeah, so thanks for Wowhead for the information that they're providing us with. There's gonna be a link on the Wowhead article in the pinned comment below. There are gonna be links at all the builds that was in this article itself. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, because there's definitely gonna be tons of content on my channel. And yeah, let's probably start with, let's read a little bit about the author of the article. I'm Whisper, moderator and theory crafter in the Rogue Discord. I am in a Mythic raiding guild on Area 52 and often playing Mythic Plus with friends. I am honored to be able to spend most of my time helping out all types of rogues, from newly aspiring players, top players in the world, and everything in between. Often I help with practical theory crafting and technical questions. I also contribute to simulation craft for both Assassination and Salty Rogue. If you have any questions, you can find me on Ravenhold Discord. So thanks for the authors for giving us all this information. And now let's go. Assassination Rogue Raid Talent build. So this build is very standard single target raid build. It takes all the important single target bonuses and generally tries to stay consistent with the playstyle previous Assassination players are familiar with. Consider this a starter build, not a build for perfect DPS. I highly recommend everyone have fun and experiment with talent during pre-patch for their own enjoyment, rather than chasing the top damage in this existing post-season. And while I definitely can agree with the statement itself that meta is not really the thing that you need to chase in pre-patch, still, saying that this is not the most optimized talent tree that there can be is a little bit questionable, but I guess we're still gonna look at what do we have. So if you're never played Assassination Rogue, you need to know, or you've played it very casually and you're a bit lost with all the talents, you either way need to look at some talents. And that means that anyways, probably guide writer wouldn't really get bad talent tree anyways. So yeah, let's go and let's check this out. Then we have Rogue Mythic Plus. Okay. So, of course, we have our shift taken already, evasion, it's one of our main defensive cooldowns, atrophic poison coats your weapons with a non-lethal poison. Each strike has a 30% chance of poisoning the enemy, reducing their damage by 3% for 10 seconds. Then we have our Master Poisoner, increases the non-damaging effects on your weapon poisons by 20%. That's all good and yeah, that's just great stuff for Assassination. Fleet-footed. Movement speed increased by 15%, gives you more mobility. Virulent poisons increases the damage of your weapon poisons by 10%. So yeah, as it was previously in Outlaw Rogue, you're probably taking this path at least to Vigor, because Vigor gives you maximum energy regeneration. Deadly precision gives you critical strike chance for attacks that generate combo points, which is very, very good. For Assassination, damage of your weapon poisons is definitely gonna be good, even though maybe for Outlaw it didn't really look that hot. So yeah, movement speed is just good utility, good mobility, and evasion is one of your main cooldowns. So this path we'll probably see in Salty Rogue as well, just as we're seeing it here. But we have some additions here, as you can see. That yeah, that's more of a Assassination part of the tree, which means that there are a bunch of stuff that goes for your poisons. Adds a leeching effect to your lethal poisons, granting you 10% leech, and you're definitely gonna take it. Seal Fate, when you critically strike with a melee attack that generates combo points, you have a 100% chance to gain an additional combo point per critical strike. So yeah, that's okay. We're not taking Echoing Reprimand as we were taking with Outlaw Rogue. A little bit interesting that we're not taking Thistle Tea. So 3 charges, 1 minute recharge, restore 100 energy, and mastery increased. I don't really know how big that talent is, and comparatively to everything else that you need to take in this like bracket, maybe you just don't really have enough points for that, and you really need your deeper stratagem, for example, and you just don't have enough points for your Thistle Tea, and that definitely may be the case. So yeah, in center we go with Blind, and that's just like incapacitation enemies. Feint, which gives you additional damage reducements. Blackjack, enemies have 30% damage and healing after blind or subs effects on them end, which is definitely can be very, very good. Improved Sprint, like reduces cooldown on sprint. Fatal attacks instead reduce you to cheat death, our mechanic to live through some most like through the bursty damage that could have killed you. Thief's versatility just gives you 4% versatility, increases the range of your melee attacks by 3 yards with acrobatic strikes. That's definitely gonna help you with your positioning. Alacrity, your finishing moves have a chance per combo point to grant 1 haste. 1% haste for 15 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, definitely pretty good. And Deeper Stratagem, gain 1 additional max combo point. Your finishing moves that consume more than 5 combo points have increased effects, and your finishing moves deal 5% increased damage. So yeah, from like right now it all looks pretty good. I'm not against any like changes, any like choices in here. And then we have our Cloak of Shadows that removes all harmful effect from you. And Shadow Step as our main blink and mobility, additional like mobility ability, which is definitely good. And Tide Spender, energy cost of finishing moves reduced by 10%. So yeah, this part of the talents, but instead of Blackjack, there was Tricks of Trade. It was in Outlaw Rogue talent trees, most of them as well. And then now for our like specialization talent tree, you're taking your deadly poison because you really can't not take it. Yeah. Improved Shiv. Shiv now also increases your nature damage done against the target by 20% for 8 seconds. Venomous Wounds, you regain 6 energy each time your Garrote or Rupture deal bleed damage to a poison target, which is definitely like very, very good. Enemy dies while afflicted by your Rupture, you regain energy based on its remaining duration, and that's like very, very cool. Maybe not for raids as much, but like for M+ is definitely gonna be something interesting. Shadow Step, another like charge of Shadow Step, it means, yeah, so you will just get 2 charges of it. Cut to the Chase. Envenom extends the duration of Slice and Dice by up to 3 seconds per combo point spent. Up to 3 seconds per combo point. Oh, so you will have to. You wouldn't really have to like look at your uptime of Slice and Dice as much with this talent. Your finishing moves grant additional damage done, increase the application chance of your poisons, only for 1 talent point. Garrote and Rupture damage increased by 30%, which is just massive. Shiv has 1 additional charge. Garrote deals increased damage, has no cooldown when used from stealth, and 3 seconds after breaking stealth. Okay, that like interesting. Deathmark. Carve a deathmark into an enemy, dealing massive bleed damage over 16 seconds. Oh no, that's dot, then it's not as massive. While marked, your Garrote, Rupture, and lethal poisons applied to the target are duplicated, dealing 100% of normal damage. Yeah, and that's just massive on single target. Venom Rush, Ambush and Mutilate refunds 7 energy when used against a poison target, which is again more resource generation is always welcome. Vicious Venoms, Ambush and Mutilate deal an additional 20% damage as nature. Systemic Failure, Garrote increases the damage of Ambush and Mutilate on the target by 20%, and Blindside, Ambush and Mutilate have a 20% chance to make your next ambush free and usable without stealth. Oh, so we're like getting this one. Okay, chance increase to 40% if the target is under 30% health. So yeah, you're gonna like have some ambushes while you are not in stealth. Then in center part of the tree we're taking Amplifying Poison. Each strike has a 30% chance to poison the enemy, dealing a little bit of nature damage and implying amplification. And Venom can consume 10 stacks of amplification to deal 30% increased damage, maximum 20 stacks. And then we're taking as well Poison Bomb. And Venom has a 10% chance per combo point spent to smash a vial of poison at the target's location, creating a pool of acidic death that deals nature damage over 2 seconds to enemies within it. And that's a little bit interesting that we're again like that was the case with Paladin Talent Tree, where we're taking for pure single target needs, we're taking AoE talents, some of them, and it's quite interesting that like for raid we're opting in some like that's definitely more. Maybe it's very good with numbers again. I'm not really. I don't really know very good, which means that if that's how your guide writers tells you to try and go with your talent build, that's probably can be quite good. But at least from like just outsider's point of view, that's quite interesting and a little bit weird that you're not like taking some more single target oriented talents and you're taking this thing that just gives you like more AoE. Then we have Lethal Dose. Your weapon poisons, nature damage over time, and bleed abilities deal 2% increased damage to targets for each weapon poison, nature damage over time, and bleed effects. Ooh, that's quite massive. Doomblade. Mutilate deals an additional 20% bleed damage over 8 seconds. Okay. And Serrated Bone Spike. Embed a bone spike in the target. Physical deals physical damage, bleed damage every 3 seconds until they die or leave combat. Refunds a charge when target dies. So awards 1 combo point plus 1 additional per active bone spike, 30 seconds recharge instant. That's like very, very good stuff on bosses, 100%. And I guess you can see, and there's a bit of an explanation here. Additional in key talents, you can see which talents do we really need to take. And which one of them are like talents, important talents to consider, but maybe not as mandatory. The main talents to watch out for here are Deathmark, and Improved Growth. Both of these are core to the gameplay of Assassination going forward in raiding situations. Similarly, Improved Sheath and Venomous Wounds provide baseline rotational skills that are important for the functionality of the spec. Lethal Dose rounds out the list as an all-round good passive choice. On the class tree, Deeper Stratagem, Seal Fate are foundational to the specialization's damage and too important not to take. Cheat Death, Feint, Cloak of Shadows all bring the core defensive abilities rogues are known for. Atrophic Poison in combination with Master Poisoner is the new raid utility that rogues bring to the table and should always be taken. So increases Master Poisoner, it increases the non-damaging effects of your weapon poison. That's like more utilitarian stuff with like you reducing damage dealt by enemy. And Atrophic, so that's the combination. So boss will just like deal less damage, and that's very, very good for your raid utility. And then we have our Assassination Rogue Mythic Plus talent tree. For Mythic Plus, there is one clear idea on how to build the spec tree, but with varying degrees of flexibility for the remaining points. These remaining points mostly serve to augment single target damage or further lean into an AoE-centric playstyle. Okay. For tyrannical weeks, you may want to consider traveling further into the left side of the tree towards Kingsbane. Kingsbane instant 1 minute cooldown releases poison from your weapons and inject it into the target, deals nature damage instantly and an additional nature damage over 14 seconds. Each time you apply lethal poison to a target affected by Kingsbane damage increases. So that's like your single target, 100% more single target damage. Or if AoE is of little concern, maybe even traveling down the middle to grab Poison Bomb as an all-round solid option which does not excel in any one situation. Assassination Rogue Indiscriminate Carnage talent build, which I think, so that's the only build. Okay, so I guess I thought that like with some other guides, other builds, there was like Here's one build that like calls indiscriminate carnage. Then here's another build like that was with Fire Mage, but maybe that's not the case here. This build is a Mythic Plus build for fortified weeks. It focuses on providing, so yeah, here we have like fortified and just written a part that says to you what to change if that's a tyrannical. It focuses on providing strong AoE-centric damage while also allowing cleave situations to shine. If you want more single target damage, refer to the tyrannical build below as a reference. You can easily make a hybrid of the two builds to suit your playstyle or dungeon. Shrouded Suffocation can be taken instead of Serrated Bone Strike, but is a difficult choice that will depend on many factors, both from the dungeon and your own playstyle. Okay, so alright, let's check what's up with the general talent tree, because it's probably wouldn't be changed as hard as much like yeah, so our left part is almost identical without Master Poisoner. And we're taking numbing poison. Each strike has 30% chance of poisoning the enemy, clouding their mind and slowing their attack and casting speed for 15% for 10 seconds. So yeah, other type of non-lethal poison, and no talent for lethal, for increasing that non-lethal poison. Then in center we still go to faint, but we're taking gouge in order for you to have an additional incapacitation effect. Blackjack, so yeah, these things are still the same. Cheat death again, yeah, still going in here. Deeper stratagem, yeah, so everything else just like before. And with this part of talent tree, we're taking prey on the weak. Enemies disabled by your chip shot or kidney shot take 10% increased damage from all sources for 6 seconds. So yeah, that's because you're probably gonna use a little bit more stuns on your like Mythic Plus rather than in raids where you can't really stun the boss. And now when it comes to our like specialization talent tree, so that's definitely like changed. So yeah, we're going harder for this part. We're taking Thrown Precision. Fan of Knives damage is increased by 15% and it has 5% increased critical strike chance, more AoE damage. And we're taking Crimson Tempest, finishing move that slashes all enemies within 10 yards, dealing instant damage and causing victims to bleed for additional damage. So yeah, and our like AoE spender as well, we're taking them. Of course, that's quite logical, and we're not taking Systemic Failure, we're not taking Blind Side. Then in center part of the talent tree, we're still taking all these like talents or like basic talents. We're stopping at Death Mark, we're not going into Amplifying Poison and Poison Bomb. Shadow Step, we're taking second charge of Shadow Step still. We're going hard on this part. Yeah, and we're choosing Master Assassin while stealth is active and for 3 seconds after breaking stealth, your critical strike chance is increased by 30%. Okay, so yeah, more crits, and we're going way harder on like right part of the talent tree. We're taking Iron Wire. Garrote silences the target for 6 seconds when used from stealth. Enemies silenced by Garrote deal 15% reduced damage for 8 seconds. Yeah, because you're gonna have way more like ways to enter the stealth. That's quite logical that you're taking this talent, and silences are very good in M+ as well. So Doomblade Steel, Serrated Bone Spike Steel, and now with Scent of Blood, each enemy afflicted by your rupture increases your ALT by 3% up to a maximum of 15%, which is just very like it's massive general damage increase for you. And we're finishing the target with the talent tree with Indiscriminate Carnage. Your next Garrote and your next Rupture apply to up to 8 enemies within 10 yards. And 1 minute cooldown is very good for your like bursty opener windows on packs of mobs. Yeah, this looks very hot. I like it very much. And I guess, yeah, that's enough. That's all with this part of the build. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a blast playing pre-patch. Hope you will have a blast playing Dragonflight itself. Subscribe to the channel because many more videos to come. Have a good day and goodbye.